evening. After declining for two straight trading sessions, the Indian equity markets ended with modest gains today. The slight upswing was seen despite negative cues from the Asian and European markets. Initially, it seemed like it will be another down day for the Indian markets. However, the main indices staged a spirited comeback in the mid-afternoon trade, buoyed by strength in the select index bellwethers. The BSE Sensex was up by 56 points to close at 17,440 and the NSE Nifty was up by 20 points to close at 5,274. GAIL, Jindal Steel, JP Associates, Reliance Industries, Tata Motors, Power Grid, BPCL, Reliance Infra and SBI were among the notable gainers in the Sensex and Nifty today. IDFC, HDFC, Cipla, Tata Power, Sun Pharma, Wipro and Bajaj Auto were the top losers in the Sensex and Nifty. Among the broader markets, the mid-cap stocks fared tad better than their small-cap peers. The BSE mid-cap index rose by 0.5%, while the BSE small-cap index climbed by 0.4%. All the sectoral indices closed in the green, barring pharma and IT, which ended absolutely flat. Leading the list of gainers were the BSE Realty Index, up by 1.6%, followed by oil and gas, power, consumers and metals indices. The India VIX on the NSE ended lower by 4% to close at 16.59. Overall, investor sentiment continues to remain fragile as they trade cautiously due to lack of progress on policy reforms. The ongoing spat between the government and the BJP over the controversial coal block allocations remained a headwind. Economic data continues to be grim as well, with the first quarter GDP growth just holding above 5% mark. The HSBC manufacturing PMI in August was near 9-month lows and the exports slumped sharply in July. The GDP growth outlook has been scaled back by a number of private economists. Even the RBI and the government has downgraded its FY13 GDP growth forecast recently. The Indian markets are too reeling under fears of a possible downgrade of India's sovereign credit rating if the expected reforms do not come through in the next few days. At the same time, investors are on wait and watch mode ahead of the important policy meetings in Europe and US in the next few days. The upcoming monthly jobs data out of the US is another key economic statistics to keep on one's radar. Globally, the Asian stocks closed mostly lower today as global investors await policy intervention by the world's leading central banks in the next few days due to no sign of bottom in the worldwide economic gloom. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke and ECB President Mario Draghi's recent speeches have generated quite a bit of hope on further policy easing. The ECB policymakers are due to meet on September 6, while the FOMC will hold a two-day meeting next week. Japan's Nikkei average fell by 0.1%, while Shanghai Composite Index dropped by approximately 0.7%. The Hang Seng lost 0.6%, while the Australia S&P ASX 200 was down by 0.6%. The Kospi in South Korea was down by 0.3%, while the Straits Times in Singapore and the TAIEX in Taiwan were more or less flat. The FTSE index in UK was down by 0.7%, the CAC index in France was down by 0.4% and the DAX index was down by 0.3%. Thank you. Wish you have a great evening ahead.